Welcome to Harrison City Council meeting, October 15th, 2024. If you please rise and join me in the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You please remain standing. Pastor Chris Keeson was not able to join us this evening, so I'll deliver the invocation. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this evening. I pray that you please guide this meeting, guide our conversations, guide our thoughts and actions, Lord. Be with us and allow us to make the decisions that are best for this community and keep you in mind at all times. We thank you and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call.
Mr. Wilson?
Here.
Mr. Abrams?
Here.
Mr. Samuels?
Here.
Mr. Akra?
Here.
Mrs. Van Cleve?
Here.
Mrs. Wilson?
Here.
Approve council meeting minutes for October 1, 2024.
I so move.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mr. Akra?
Abstain.
Mrs. Van Cleve?
Yay.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to add an item to the agenda.
Okay, we have a
It'll be
motion.
ordinance 26-24.
I'll second.
So we have a motion to add and we have a second. So roll call. Any questions for him? No. Sorry. Okay.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mr. Akra?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Okay, so we
Mrs.
have.
Wilson, too.
Mr. Wilson?
Yeah. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to excuse Tony Egner because he's sick.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Roll call.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mr. Akra?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve?
Yay.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Okay, we need to go back and announce what we need to add, correct? The item. Okay, that'll work. Okay, we'll go ahead and move into presentations. And we will start with inviting Chief Lindsay to the podium.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. Tonight, we are here with a little sadness and with a lot of joy for Officer Jennifer Coyle, who retired on September 11th of this year. In 1995, she began her law enforcement career with Xavier University Police Department. She had her bachelor's degree in criminal justice, was doing well at Xavier, and luckily for us, she decided in January of that year to get into the process to be a Harrison police officer. Mayor Rothfuss had one question for her when he interviewed her. Ham wasn't really sure she could handle a drunk. And in that interview, she proved that she could, and Jennifer proved herself every day that she was a Harrison police officer. So in 1996, when Jennifer came on the department, she very quickly assimilated into road patrol, mountain bike officer, and then she really found her calling as a school resource officer. For over 2 decades, thousands of students in the junior and the high school know Jennifer Coyle, my 2 sons included. She was such a great asset to the Southwest Local School District, to the students in the police department, and especially with the parents of those students. She was a great conduit. She always did a wonderful job. And tonight, to honor her 28 years of service to the Harrison Police Department, I would first like to present her with our Exemplary Service Award presented to Jennifer A. Coyle, police officer, in recognition of over 28 years of outstanding service and unselfish devotion to duty as a member of the Harrison Police Department, 1996 to 2024. One of the honors that the city does to retiring members of the city is to have a flag flown over their home base, their department, the division that they worked in the city on the day of their retirement. And to that end, Mayor, if you could bring the flag. This is the flag of the United States of America. This is to certify that the accompanying flag was flown over the Harrison Police Department headquarters building on September 11th, 2024, in honor of the 28-year career of Officer Jennifer A. Coyle in recognition of her retirement from the Harrison Police Department. And then finally, the city of Harrison has its own challenge coin, and that challenge coin speaks to the honor, integrity, sacrifice of the city of Harrison's employees to the greater city. And to that end, I'd like to bestow upon you the city's challenge coin. Lastly, I want to recognize Jennifer's mom and dad, daughter and brother. They're here in the audience tonight. And if my memory serves me right, they were here when she got sworn in. And I would just like to say you haven't gotten much older. It's been a long time, but you look really the same. So, but Jennifer, thank you so much for all you did for the Harrison Police Department. And if you'd like to say a few words.
I'll just be short and sweet. I just want to thank you guys for allowing me to serve. It was a privilege and an honor. Not a whole lot of people nowadays can say they really like their jobs for 28 years, but I absolutely love mine and I feel really lucky. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well deserved. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all good. Yes.
Enjoy. I'll see you around.
Yeah, see ya.
Part of the joy of this job is being able to hire new employees in the city because of the tenure that our city seems to have. And obviously, Jen Coyle was an example of that, spending her whole career in the city of Harrison. And Chief was right. While it is sad, we're extremely happy for her and wish her all the best in your retirement. So thank you for everything. I have two kids that know her real well, and my daughter graduated with her daughter, and I wish you all the best. So thank you. Yes, track and golf.
Yeah.
Was golf also? I think golf also. Yeah. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move on. American Legion has a presentation.
We've got three donations tonight, Mr. Mayor. It's not good to be first because it's the smallest check. They get larger as you go. So if I could have the robotics young man from Harrison go to the podium with Jean. She's got a check for $500.
This is Grady Thompson, right? And he reached out to our charities board and gave us a presentation telling us why the Robotics Club needed some money and requested a $500 donation. So the charities board was happy to approve your request.
Thank you very much.
Crosby's here, isn't he? Crosby? Anybody from Crosby? No? Okay, I guess
She's
they
from
did.
Crosby.
I am.
She is, she is.
Sitting representative for the school system.
So I know our Crosby PTO reached out to the American Legion. They are responsible for doing the fundraising for all of the students and the teachers at Crosby Elementary. And one of the things they do is a weekend to Nashville, and this will help with the things they need to make that successful, and all of that money goes back to the students and the teachers at that time. So we really appreciate you for doing that.
And we're giving, they requested $1,500, and that is what the Charities Board approved.
Mr. Mayor, if you get up there, you need the third one. Now we're giving out a total of $5,500.
Oh, there he is.
I snuck up on you.
He snuck up on me on the wrong side. So, Mr. Mayor, the Harrison Charity Board raised their donation this month, and you're getting a check for $3,500 to the Harrison Mayor's Fund. We know more money is requested by Harrison residents as the months get colder.
So, just a couple items real quick. Obviously, I've mentioned numerous times the generosity of the charity board down at Yeager Benson. I do want to encourage any organization, whether it's in the schools or just in the community, to reach out to them if they do have a need. The group of individuals that review all the requests is absolutely unbelievable, very kind-hearted, and have a strong desire to help those that are in need. Whether it is the robotics or the PTO, I'm obviously kind of partial to the Mayor's Fund, but I do greatly appreciate your kindness. Obviously, as we do move into the fall and get close to the holiday season, there's an increase in demand for assistance. The majority of our assistance is going out in rent for utilities at this time. So if there is anyone in need, please feel free to reach out to the Harrison Mayor's Fund. So thank you.
The high school had also reached out to us, Mr. Mayor, and they said they needed a new Wildcat uniform for the high school, but it's the same uniform I wore 57 years ago, so I'm sure they needed a new one. And we were able to go out and present them with $2,400 to buy a new uniform and shirts to be given out that night when it was presented, so it was kind of neat.
Do you still have your old uniform? Do you fit in
No.
it?
But when I wore it, I was always close to the girls, cheerleaders.
Oh, well,
There you go. You got in free.
there you go. So, okay, we'll go ahead and move on to invited guests and visitors. And I'd like to invite Tori Smiley from Conics Talk to the podium. So, you all had a display set up at the chamber outing that was absolutely incredible.
Oh, thanks so much.
And I encourage everyone to look them up online and do some research because it's very cool.
Thank you so much. That really means a lot. And I'm not very good at public speaking, and I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. So I made some notes. If you don't mind, I'll read a
Please.
brief statement. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm truly honored to be here tonight to personally thank the City of Harrison for welcoming us to the area. It's been a long journey to get to where I am, and I look forward to the opportunity to give back. I'm a Cincinnatian. I was born here. I got my engineering degree from UC and went off to see what the world had in store. I wound up with a head full of knowledge about shipping containers, from international logistics all the way to upcycling them into eye-popping functional spaces. When the pandemic happened, everyone took stock of the things that really mattered in life. And for me, that was my family and coming home to build something here. I started at the dining room at my parents' house, buying used containers on the international market, and supplying them locally to people who use them for storing farm equipment or the winter supply of road salt. Most people buy containers on the internet, sight unseen, from internet brokers on Facebook, and hated that being the only way. So I wanted to do things different and treat people how they want to be treated. I rented a small yard in Sharonville to store a few at a time so they could come see them and let them know they were buying from a real person. Word traveled fast. We started getting integrated into the Cincinnati culture. We sold boxes to Camp Camel Guard, the zoo, and GE. I got a sweet picture of our truck delivering containers under the Orion at Kings Island. It was really unbelievable to be working with all these businesses that were icons to me, and I decided it was time to put my house and everything I owned on the line and go for my dream, which is to build amazing things out of containers. Together with my realtor, we went on a tour of cities throughout the tri-state area. Jobs Ohio read my business plan and awarded me an inclusion grant in return for a community investment and the promise of jobs. The city of Harrison, including Joette and at the time Shannon, were so welcoming that we focused on this area. The dream continued to unfold just by doing business the way people want to do business. We put Harrison on the international logistics map as a freight destination with a commercial storage depot for containers. As one of the pillars of our business is giving back, we've donated thousands of dollars to local nonprofits, first responders, veterans, and schools. We became a customer to lots of Harrison businesses. We have a partnership with the local shop class to buy their workbenches for container garages, and hired a marketing intern from the Harrison High School job fair. We've already fulfilled the jobs and investment criteria for our grant, and we're just getting started. What better way to give back than by collaborating with the Chamber of Commerce? We donate to and participate in every community event possible, and Sarah Cullen has done as much for us as anyone, and I especially want to thank her. We're bringing our rentable container bar to paint faces at Spooktacular for the little kids, and I can't wait to see what she will come up with next so we can join in the fun. So that's a lot more background than anybody probably wanted, but I think it's important to know what we stand for and why we're doing this before we head into these uncharted waters. Shipping container upcycling is a fairly unique niche and ironically often doesn't metaphorically fit into the box. But the end result is jaw-dropping architecture. People talk about city and even statewide that is green and provides lots of jobs. And I came here to culminate a 25-year career in engineering and shipping containers to build something amazing for my home city. And I've really tried hard to walk hand in hand with the city from day one, and I can't wait for the next chapter. Thanks for everything, Harrison.
Thank you. And next, I would like to invite up Ms. Shannon from the Harrison Library. Good evening.
Thank you. Pardon. Thank you for having us tonight. I just want to remind everybody as the election approaches that the library is a great resource for voter information. We provide nonpartisan voting information. The library partners with the Greater Cincinnati Voter Collaborative and the League of Women Voters of the Cincinnati area. And we have the newsletter for the League of Women Voters that you can pick up. Some other things that are going on at the library in November, we'll have some special adult programs. We have a Tai Chi program on November 9th, learning the basics of Tai Chi for adults of all different abilities. And then November 12th, we have our Memory Cafe event, and that is part of our social gatherings for people with mild cognitive impairment or dementia. That'll be a yoga, like an exercise yoga program on November 12th. And then finally, we have a whole family program on November 16th called with the Bug Chicks. And it's they're a science group that teach the family about arthropods and different animals. So you're welcome to sign up for any of these programs by calling the library at 513-369-4442, or you can sign up online on the library's website, which is www.chpl.org. And thank you again for letting me speak.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Might be time for a conics event at the library. don't know about the bar, but I'm sure you could come up with a little coffee container.
Can I ask really quick, what the name means, or how you came up with the name, or in itself? Mm-hmm.
So Connex is what the military calls shipping containers.
Okay.
And originally, like when I got kind of get into this industry, when we talk to people about it, there's so much that like they start getting all these ideas because they're like big Legos. And so they just start getting all these ideas, and they just want to talk to you about all their ideas that they have. So I was gonna make a podcast.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move into business session. First item, vote on an ordinance to levy a special assessment on the property located at 411 Park Avenue, Harrison, Ohio, for a total cost of nuisance abatement and removal, repair of unsafe conditions.
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a first and second. Any discussion? Just for informational purposes, once a year, we go through and address any properties that we've had to help them maintain. We'll just put it that way. So, roll call.
Mr. Akra? Mrs. Van Cleve? Yay. Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
That was a quick one.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
I don't know if Mr. Aker actually said anything.
Mr. Akra?
Yay.
Yay. Too fast for you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is to vote on an ordinance to levy a special assessment on the property located at 96 Flintstone, Harrison, Ohio, for the total cost of nuisance abatement, removal, repair of unsafe conditions.
Wilson, JW moves to approve.
I'll second. Sorry.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Van Cleve? Yay. Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yes.
Mr. Akra?
Yay.
And the next one is similar. Vote on an ordinance to levy a special assessment on the property located at 305 North Hill Street for a total cost of nuisance abatement, removal, repair of unsafe conditions.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mr. Akra?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve? Yay.
And the next item is not similar. Vote on a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
Motion to approve?
I second.
Discussion?
Mayor, this levy is, this ordinance is just essentially confirming to the county that we do need the money from the levies and such.
Okay. Roll call.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mr. Akra?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve? Yay.
Oh, and then the last item on the agenda is to vote on an ordinance to dedicate for public use and accept the street plats for the Whitewater Trail subdivision. So this is just the revisit because we have the plat numbers and everything in there now.
Motion to approve?
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mr. Akra?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve? Yay. Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Okay. We'll go ahead and move into reports. Just a couple items to cover. As we move into the fall season and we get closer to November, you will begin to see the Mayor's Fund boxes start going up for the collection of toys for the toy drive for the holiday season. for our giveaway that comes in December. At the beginning of November, I'll start having those boxes out in our local stores. I ask that you please consider a donation of a toy. They all go to families in need. A lot of little kids, makes a lot of little kids happy. So I do ask that you please consider it. If you have any questions in regards to the Mayor's Fund or what we do, please reach out to me because I love the opportunity to earn your trust on that. We also begin to gather food and supplies for that same giveaway. The giveaway happens at the school every year, and we'll begin that process also. We have some very generous businesses in the area, but it takes a lot of money to be able to pull this together and still support those same families with utility bills, rent assistance, and what have you. So once again, I do want to thank Yeager Benson Post 199 for their donation, especially as we go into this fall season. Just get a little bit nervous, just making sure all the family's needs are met. And it's donations like this that really help support. We did have Rootbound grand opening, which is going to be a great little shop. So I ask that you please take some time to stop down and visit when you're down in the district. They have a cute little shop set up, and it's a great family. And that is pretty much all I have to report this evening. Very good. Mr. Wilson.
Yes, I do. It's just a small report. We had a fire committee meeting. I had another meeting before that with the fire committee. We had in 2023, we had 690 fire runs, 2,400 EMS runs, and in 2024, we are 8% higher on fire and 14% higher on EMS. We're still looking at the properties we have to try to make them fittable for male and female, and we're also looking to a possibility of building new, and we're just trying to find out where exactly we'd like to do that. We did have a Fireman of the Year for our post in our district, and he went on to win Fireman of the Year for the state of Ohio, and he'll be recognized at our midwinter conference. I want to thank him for all he does. That's Fireman Hammond.
Derek, there's 2 Hamans in the fire
I
department.
didn't hear you.
3. There's 3 Hamans in the fire department. You may
Derek.
want to specify Derek.
That's it.
Sorry.
Thank you for correcting me, madam.
As
you
always, my
as you normally do
pleasure.
at home.
As always, my pleasure.
Anyway, we're
Yes.
we're really looking at what we're going to do with the fire department as far as if we do build more, how we're going to staff it. That's a big question coming up in the future. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
I'm just going to touch on that real quick, if you don't mind. A big part of all our job is forward thinking, trying to prepare the community in all situations as we stay still, as we grow. And a lot of that discussion around the fire is taking place not only in the fire department, but also the police department, street department, water and wastewater department. If we're not thinking about our future, then we're already behind. And that's part of why some of our roads haven't been addressed and grown with our community. That's a big push on this council, is to be as forward-thinking as we possibly can. And that's what's taking place with the fire department. As our community grows to the east, response times can change, especially if traffic patterns are heavy. And we need to take all that stuff into account and make sure that we're able to serve all of our community in the time that you would expect. So while this is the beginning, well, actually, it's not really the beginning. We've been talking about it for a while, but council's done an excellent job of really trying to stay in front of it and keep the conversations moving forward. So I thank you. Mr. Abrams.
Mr. Mayor, I have nothing to report in reference to my committee, but a quick update. I attended a meeting on Thursday at OKI, and about 6 months ago, we had put a grant in for an EV charger out here in the parking lot. So we received that grant. It's around $187,000. So they'll start working on that here, I think, next year. Nothing out of pocket for the city of Harrison, but for the design, everything else is paid for by the OKI board. And there'll be another charger located in Shannon X parking lot over there, so it won't be fancy like ours, but it will be a level 2 charger. And the only explanation I can give you is what they gave us, which is an EV fast charger charges in minutes, and the level 2 charger would charge in hours. So that's all I would report.
I'll trust you. Sounds good. Thank you, sir. Mr. Samuels.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no official update from committees, but I do want to point out that the Finance Committee is in heavy budget season as we are setting up our operating budget for the upcoming year. We did have a meeting, budget review meeting on Friday, where we essentially went line by line through the budget as it stands right now. We did make some adjustments. And our final review is going to be at Finance Committee on Tuesday, so that meeting's at 4:30. But I just want to get it out there to all the council, any directors. If there are any changes or anything you would like to see included in the budget for next year, please reach out to Kim Downey by the end of the week, so we can have that discussion on Tuesday. And looking forward to bringing that before council at the end of November or beginning of December timeframe. So that's all I have, Mayor.
This is a good time to invite the community to this meeting. This is where you can see every detail of everything that they look at. Did it for 10 years and have a great finance team coming through it now. If you would like to enjoy the experience of looking at the city budget, next Tuesday at 4 p.m. is the 4:30. I'm sorry, 4:30 p.m. And I put it on my calendar half an hour early. So 4:30 p.m. To come down and enjoy a fun-filled evening of numbers. So, Mr. Aker.
I have nothing to report tonight.
Very good. Ms. Patty.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have two things. The first is our Christmas parade, which the theme is A Candy Christmas. It is December 7th. The parade will start at 4:30. Lineup starts at 4. We do have entertainment after the parade and before the tree lighting. And our tree lighting normally starts around 7 p.m. And for the parade, we have Mr. Greg Bybee as our Grand Marshal.
Nothing.
And then our Harrison Rec Commission met with teachers and parents representing the Harrison Special Olympics last week, and we are working with them to have a Wildcat Dunk. It is similar to a polar plunge that they do downtown every year. It's a fundraiser that is scheduled for Saturday, February 8th at 11 a.m. More details will follow, but I must say that it would be rather pleasant to see our own mayor take a jump into the frigid waters that morning.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
I have committed myself as well, Mr. Mayor. So
have-
please think about it.
I have
Along with
already
both
said
chiefs.
that I would be present.
All the
And-
proceeds go to the Special Olympians at Harrison. That's all I will say.
I think that chief ignored me.
Nice. This will be lovely.
Oh, yes, I agree.
Hey, I'll step up.
Just
I'll
for,
step up. If
I'm
the,
going to do it.
hey, Patty, Patty, I'll step up. If the fire chief and police chief do it, I'll donate $500 to it.
Wow. That would go to a great cause, gentlemen. And Mayor, that is all I have. I'm glad I was able to stir the pot on that one.
yes.
It's going to be a lovely event.
I will be.
Where is it?
It will be
In
down by the
downtown
firehouse in
It'll
downtown.
be in the district.
And there'll be a platform, and you jump from it into the frigid waters, and then you would take donations and
Let's
raise money
not
for
keep
the
pointing out frigid
Special
waters.
Olympics.
So
That's all I have, sir.
That's
Very good.
February 8th.
February 8th.
That's going to be some cold water.
it's going to be some cold water, yes.
Really
The
cold.
colder it is, the more manageable it is, I've heard. So,
Yeah, well,
because you're numb by then. Mrs. Peak, would you like to join us? Think about it. You're welcome.
I swam the white water in February when I was a young man, and I will not be there.
Thanks,
Well, you
Ray.
can come down and watch.
I may do that.
Okay.
Just have the ambulance ready for the, okay. Mrs. Wilson?
I do. It's a little lengthy, sorry, Mayor, but
No,
there's a
you're
lot to
fine.
cover.
Thank you.
Okay, the Harrison Police Department, our Harrison, Police Committee met tonight. And the monthly traffic crash report was given to all members of the city council. In the month of September, there was a total of 20 public roadway accidents and 9 private property auto accidents. Current staffing is 24 sworn police officers available for full duty. There have been 52 regulated vehicle ordinance golf cart inspections to date, with 49 permits issued for on-the-road use. The leads compliance, our physical security inspection has been completed, and our technical inspection completion is pending our new Lexipol policy approval. Harrison Police Department is conducting speed patrols in all subdivisions and have deployed the speed trailer. Please remember the speed limit in all neighborhoods is 25 miles per hour. Residents and visitors are reminded to slow down in all residential neighborhoods. Spectacular is October the 27th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the community center. Halloween, October 31st, the official trick-or-treat hours in Harrison this year are from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please remember to slow down and be aware of children running across the streets. The Harrison Police Department have all exterior door locks upgrades are completed. Also like to say that Corporal Terrell Smith is J.B. Yeager's Law Officer of the Year, and she and Derek Hammond will be honored at our next Legion meeting, November the 11th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Anyone that would like to attend is invited. Some Halloween safety reminders: make sure older kids go out with friends. Younger children should be accompanied by adults. Set a time limit for children to be out during trick or treat. Remind kids not to enter strange houses or cars. Make sure that children are carrying working flashlights. Motorists and pedestrians need to be especially careful crossing streets. Only walk on sidewalks whenever possible, and or on the far edge of the road facing traffic to stay safe. Eating treats: kids should know not to eat treats until they get home. Parents should check out all treats at home before allowing children to eat them. On the recreations part, as stated, Spectacular is Sunday, October 27th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Harrison Community Center, 300 George Street. The costume parade begins at 5 p.m. Trick-or-treating will be provided by local merchants, community organizations, and nonprofits. Free games, puzzles, candy, goodie bags, food, music, and more. Pets are welcome to attend in costume, but remember, please have them on a leash. Thank you to all the organizations, businesses, and community leaders for their partnership and contributions. The hero banners will be going up in the next week or so. The ones that are up will be coming down, and they will be available for pickup by the family members Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. here at the Harrison Community Center at the receptionist's desk. Also on November the 11th, as we have record of, there were approximately 21 local young men from the age between 18 and 24 who recently took a trip to North Carolina to help with the disasters down there. Since they're local and they did a great deed. The Legion is also going to be recognizing these young men. They went there on their own dime. They collected a lot of supplies and took them down there. A lot of them took their own equipment down there and tried to help. And so the Legion has decided that we would like to recognize their efforts, and each one of them will be receiving a Red, White, and Blue award from the American Legion and a $50 gift card.
Very nice.
When is that?
Same night, November the 11th. And that's all I have.
Very good. Are there any other items to discuss? Not hearing any, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mr. Akra?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve?
Yay.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
We stand adjourned. Have a great evening.
Thanks for coming.